I'm convinced that we urgently need a functioning circular economy. In this video, I explain why it is important and also what the financial sector has to do with it. Financial institutions can support the change by providing funding to dedicated projects as well as companies taking circular economy into considerations. The main benefit of a circular economy is resource conservation. While we previously just focused on the recycler itself, it will now also include other stakeholders, such as the producer, the user, the recycler itself, but furthermore financial institutions as well as the government itself. We have to look at the whole life cycle of a product. That means that the producer of a product has to take the recycling steps into consideration when designing a product, so that the product can be recycled to the highest quality possible.
So we received quite a few questions online, but I'm going to start with one that we got via Instagram, which is, what is the difference between the regeneration process of the circular economy and recycling? And we often get asked that, is the circular economy just more recycling?
The recycling model broken.
Recycling is broken.
Cities across the country are now re-examining whether their recycling programs are going to waste.
Recycling is a lie. Nothing actually gets recycled. But recycling as a system isn't broken.
Recycling is still saving millions of trees, gigatons of carbon equivalents, glass, aluminum, but plastic packaging is contaminating our paper. It's driving up the cost of sorting and processing. It's requiring us to pay more for disposal. We don't have a recycling crisis. We have a plastic packaging crisis. The original idea was reduce, reuse, and then recycle. And that got turned upside down by the packaging industry, who figured out that they could use recycling as a good storyline to what the end of life for their packaging is. But their goal is to sell more packaging. That's the bottom line. For recycling to make a real difference today, we have to get back to the original values on which it was founded.
In the last few decades, most of the recycling industry has been bought up and consolidated by the waste industry. They're in it for different reasons.
If your primary revenue source is from landfills and incinerators, you don't have the same incentive to recycle. Recycling from the standpoint of creating quality feedstock that can actually then feed into other manufacturing processes and be made into something again. And that keeps trees in the ground. It keeps aluminum in the ground. It keeps sand in the rivers.
We're manufacturing commodities. We're not managing waste.
This is going to be made right back into cans. The energy that this represents is just a vast amount of carbon that is saved by recycling rather than digging more bauxite out of the ground and converting that into aluminum.
This will all be back on the shelf as a cracker or cereal box in about 4 to 5 weeks. If we focus on being as local or regional as we can with where we sell these materials, we not only have the environmental benefit, but we're creating local jobs and strengthening our regional economy.
Recycling is an important tool to address climate change and the impacts of our consumption, but it's never meant to be the solution for everything we create. And for plastics in particular, it very rarely is.
We see stuff like this all the time. Recycling arrows on it, please recycle, made with #1 plastic. Our end markets where we sell our #1 bottles to, they don't want this. It doesn't melt like a bottle, it doesn't behave like a bottle, it's not recyclable.
The arrows have a number in the middle. Those don't have anything to do with recyclability. It's a marketing campaign. It's really misleading.
The recyclers have to pay extra money to have people there to pull the plastics out manually, or to add a new $1 million piece of optical sorting on the paper line that we never needed before.
You can see how much energy and time and money gets spent pulling out plastic from the paper.
We have to shut the facility down for almost 2 hours every day, climb into the screens with box cutters just to deal with the plastic bags.
When we say the plastic industry is trashing recycling, this is what we're talking about.
This is material that came in to the recycling facility from people's recycling carts and is going to leave as trash.
This is going to end up being burned or buried.
Most of what's in here is material that wasn't designed to be recyclable in the first place. So we're seeing things like black plastic, styrofoam, red Solo cups, flexible pouches. How can we expect the average recycler to look at a piece of plastic with the recycling arrows on it and know that it's actually not recyclable?
This is not the average person's fault. This is the packaging industry's fault.
Advanced recycling, also known as chemical recycling, changes everything.
Emerging and innovative technologies can repurpose these plastics into new and useful products. One promising alternative is converting plastics to fuels.
The solutions that they're pushing are either too expensive or too toxic or too complicated or don't pencil out. And so it's just a marketing solution. We need them to just stop it. Like, stop producing so much plastic. Find other ways to deliver goods and services. We can have a modern society without disposable plastic.